The letter sat on the table. He read it once, twice, 3 times. The words didn't change. You are not suitable for academic study. He was 9 years old. 9 years old. And already the world had decided who he was. What would you do with a letter like that? What would you do if the people who were supposed to believe in you looked at you and saw nothing worth believing in? Stay with me, because this story is about to change the way you see yourself forever. Before we go any further, if you've ever been told you weren't enough, hit that like button right now. Share this with someone who needs to hear it today, and subscribe, because every single week we bring you the stories that remind you who you really are. He was born in Ulm, Germany in 1879. A quiet child, a strange child, some said. He didn't speak until he was nearly 3 years old. His parents feared something was wrong. When he finally did speak, he spoke slowly, deliberately, as if every word had to be worthy of the air it occupied. He loved music. He loved puzzles. He loved sitting in silence and thinking about things no one else thought about. Like, what would it feel like to ride along a beam of light? A ridiculous question, a child's question, or so everyone thought. In school, he was different. Not troubled, different. He didn't memorize well. He didn't follow instructions well. He asked too many questions. His teachers called him disruptive. One teacher told his father directly, "Your son will never amount to anything." Never amount to anything. His father came home that evening and told him what the teacher had said. He listened, he nodded, and then he went back to his room and kept thinking. At 15, he dropped out of school. Not because he gave up, because the school had already given up on him. He applied to the prestigious Swiss Federal Polytechnic and failed the entrance exam. Failed. He applied again. This time he was admitted. And then after graduation, he couldn't find a single academic position, not one. Every university he approached turned him away. Every professor he admired refused to take him on. He ended up working as a clerk in a patent office in Bern, Switzerland. A patent clerk, the boy who dreamed of riding light beams, sitting at a desk reviewing other people's inventions. Can you imagine the weight of that? The gap between who you know you are and what the world will allow you to be? He was 23 years old, invisible to the world, unknown to history, and in that small patent office, in whatever hours he could steal between his duties, he kept thinking, he kept asking the same impossible question. What would it feel like to ride alongside a beam of light? In 1905, he was 26 years old, working still as a patent clerk, unknown still to the world. He published 4 papers in a single year that would reshape the entire foundation of physics. One of them contained an equation so simple, so breathtakingly elegant that it fit on a single line: E equals mc squared. The energy locked inside matter is equal to its mass multiplied by the speed of light squared. In one equation, he had unlocked the secret engine of the universe. The scientific world went quiet. Then it went electric. The man who had been told he would never amount to anything had just produced what scientists would later call the most important year in the history of physics. His name was Albert Einstein. The boy the teacher dismissed, the student who failed, the patent clerk the universities wouldn't hire, the man who changed everything. In 1921, he was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics. Not bad, huh? For someone who would never amount to anything. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. End quote, Albert Einstein. In the middle of every difficulty lies opportunity. End quote, Albert Einstein. Here is the third quote. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. End quote, Albert Einstein. Here is what I need you to hear. Albert Einstein was not a genius who was immediately recognized. He was a human being who kept thinking when the world told him to stop. He kept asking questions when the world told him his questions were worthless. He kept going when every door closed, every application rejected, every credential denied. And here is your challenge today. Write down the name of the person who told you you would never amount to anything. You don't have to show it to anyone. Just write it down and then write one sentence beneath it. Watch me. Because the story is not over. It is barely beginning. If Albert Einstein's story moved you, please share this video. Someone in your life needs to hear it today. Hit like, subscribe, and come back Thursday because the next story is going to hit even harder.
You are unstoppable.